Who doesn't love that extra hour of sleep you get once every fall when daylight saving time rolls around? But it could end up costing you and the economy more than you realize. First, a bit of history. It's this guy, Benjamin Franklin, who we credit with first coming up with the idea to maximize daylight. He's said to have realized he could rely less on expensive candles by rising an hour earlier. But it wasn't for another 200 years or so that Germany introduced the concept during World War I to help cut coal consumption. Some say other countries followed suit as a way to help out farmers. Giving them more daylight to farm meant more time in the fields, or so the story goes. Thing is, it was the sun, not the clock, that determined the farmers' schedules. Farmers complained their milking cows didn't easily adapt to the time change. To this day, most farmers say they see no benefit. Fast forward to the 1970s energy crisis when most of the country adopted the practice. Daylight saving became more popular on the idea Americans could save money by keeping the lights off for an extra hour. But that was the 1970s. Now, with modern heating and cooling systems, research shows there's little, if any, gain in energy savings. We know this because up until 2006, only 15 of Indiana's 92 counties went along with the time shift. Interestingly, there's no federal law that makes states observe daylight saving time. This 2008 National Bureau of Economic Research study looked at energy use in Indiana and found even when the demand for lighting dropped, the extra hour of daylight increased air conditioning use. In other words, the time shift ended up costing homeowners more. And that's not the only reason to question the savings associated with daylight saving. Experts say messing with people's sleep schedule can lower productivity and even cause workplace injuries. And it's believed that changing sleep patterns can increase one's risk of heart attacks as much as 10% in the days that follow the time change, according to researchers at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. Not to mention the spikes in suicides that occur every year around daylight saving time. Oh, and it costs the U.S. billions of dollars a year in disruptions to the airline and retail industries, TV ratings, and the stock market. So is it time to reevaluate? Michael Downing, a Tufts University professor, sure thinks so. He told National Geographic the whole proposition that you can gain or lose an hour is at best theoretical. So I think from the start, people had no clear idea what we were doing or why we were doing it. It just generates confusion. And judging by this 2012 Rasmussen poll, the majority of Americans seem to agree. Only 37% said the change is worth the extra hassle. But is there a solution? A writer for Quartz makes the case for having just 2 time zones, suggesting this year Americans on Eastern Standard Time should set their clocks back 1 hour like normal. Americans on Central and Rocky Mountain Time do nothing, and Americans on Pacific Time should set their clocks forward 1 hour. After that, we won't change our clocks again. No more daylight saving. Assuming Congress doesn't take that idea up anytime soon, for those of you struggling to change the clock in your car, go ahead and just make a note. We're behind 1 hour until March 9th. For Newsy, I'm Elizabeth Hagedorn.